At dawn on a freezing October morning in 1942, a black SS staff car rolled toward the main gate of Auschwitz. 4 men sat inside it. 3 were wearing stolen SS uniforms. 1 was dressed as a German officer. On the surface, it looked routine, another Nazi vehicle leaving the camp. But inside that car sat 4 prisoners, men who, by every rule of the Third Reich, should already have been dead. And leading them was a 28-year-old Polish scout named Kazimierz Piechowski. If they were stopped, they would be shot. If their story didn't hold up, they would be shot. If the gate guard recognized even one of them, they would be shot. This wasn't a breakout. This was a heist in hell. Kazimierz Piechowski was not a criminal. Before the war, he was a normal young man, a Boy Scout, an athlete, and a patriot. When Germany invaded Poland in 1939, he joined the underground resistance almost immediately. For 2 years, he smuggled messages, gathered intelligence, and helped organize secret Polish networks under Nazi occupation. But in 1941, the Gestapo caught him. He was arrested, interrogated, beaten, and then sent east on a cattle train. His destination was a name that would soon become synonymous with industrial murder: Auschwitz. When Piechowski arrived, his identity was erased. His name was replaced with a number, 918. He was stripped, shaved, tattooed, and herded into the camp like livestock. From that moment, his life expectancy was measured in months, sometimes weeks. Prisoners were worked to exhaustion, starved, beaten, and killed without reason. Some were gassed the day they arrived. Others were worked to death. Piechowski survived by sheer will, discipline, and something he had carried since childhood: the mindset of a scout. Observe, adapt, endure. But survival was not enough for him. He wanted freedom. Escape from Auschwitz was nearly impossible. The camp was surrounded by barbed wire, electric fences, watchtowers, and armed guards. Most escape attempts ended in public executions meant to terrorize the remaining prisoners. But Piechowski noticed something others missed. He worked in a storage area where confiscated prisoner belongings were kept: jewelry, clothes, suitcases, and, crucially, SS uniforms. Over months, Piechowski quietly studied Nazi routines, guard shifts, and security patterns. He realized something terrifying. If you tried to sneak out like a prisoner, you would be shot. But if you looked like an SS officer, you might just walk out. He began recruiting 3 other men he trusted completely: Eugeniusz Bandera, Stanisław Jaster, and Josef Lempart. All 4 knew the same brutal truth. If this failed, they would be tortured and executed in front of the camp. There was no second chance. Their plan was audacious. They would steal SS uniforms, steal a staff car, impersonate officers, and drive straight through the main gate. No tunnels, no fences, no hiding, just pure, terrifying deception. For weeks, they gathered what they needed in absolute secrecy. Piece by piece, they assembled Nazi uniforms from the storage rooms: boots, belts, jackets, caps. They practiced speaking small bits of German, just enough to get by. They studied the body language of SS officers: calm, confident, cold. Any sign of fear would betray them instantly. Meanwhile, Piechowski carefully observed the gate. He learned which guards were strict and which were careless. He waited for the right moment. That moment came on October 20th, 1942. A foggy, gray morning, perfect for deception. Before dawn, the 4 men put on their stolen uniforms. 3 dressed as SS guards. Piechowski dressed as an officer. They moved through the camp like they belonged there, hearts pounding, faces expressionless. Their target, a parked SS staff car. One of the men hot-wired it. The engine coughed, then started. Silence. Then the low growl of a Nazi vehicle in motion. They climbed in. Piechowski sat in the passenger seat, the commanding position. The car rolled toward the main gate. Auschwitz loomed ahead. Watchtowers, machine guns, armed guards. As they approached, the guard stepped forward. He looked straight at them. The car slowed. Time stretched. Every second felt like an eternity. Then, Piechowski raised his hand casually, like an officer giving a routine signal. The guard straightened, saluted, and opened the gate. The car rolled forward, past the electric fences, past the barbed wire, past the watchtowers, out of Auschwitz. Just like that. No gunshots, no alarms, no chase. 4 condemned men had just walked, no, driven, out of the most secure death camp in Nazi Germany. The moment they were out of sight, they abandoned the car in a forest. They stripped off the SS uniforms and burned them. For the first time in over a year, Kazimierz Piechowski was free. But the danger wasn't over. They were still deep inside occupied Poland, surrounded by German patrols. The 4 men split up and made their way toward Polish resistance networks. Piechowski rejoined the underground. He didn't run. He didn't hide. He went back to fighting the Nazis. This wasn't just a jailbreak. It was a humiliation for the SS. Auschwitz was supposed to be inescapable, but Piechowski proved something powerful. The system wasn't flawless. It could be fooled. It could be outsmarted. It could be beaten. His escape became legendary among prisoners and resistance fighters. It gave hope in a place designed to crush it. And unlike many escapees, Piechowski lived to tell the story. Kazimierz Piechowski survived World War II. He lived a long life in Poland, far from the camp that once tried to swallow him. For decades, his story wasn't widely known. No Hollywood movie, no global fame. Just a quiet man who had done something extraordinary. He later said that escaping Auschwitz was not about heroism. It was about refusing to be broken. In 2017, Piechowski passed away at the age of 98, one of the last living men who had driven out of Auschwitz. Auschwitz was built to erase people, to strip them of names, dignity, and hope. But on one cold morning in 1942, 4 men proved something different. They proved that even in the darkest place on earth, courage, intelligence, and faith in one another could still create a miracle. Kazimierz Piechowski didn't just escape a camp. He escaped a fate. And he showed the world that even inside hell, freedom was still possible.